Hi, Mr. Delaney. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, don't worry, Heidi.
It's good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to see you as well. It's good to be seen, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So, I haven't done one of these before. So what should I be doing? That's what I was trying to call you about this morning, was just to get a.
Sure. I would just tell them a little bit. We have students from Whitmore Lake today. So I would just tell them a little bit about the class, some of the projects that you work on, how you structure your class, if you have any college articulation, and then to show them around the lab. I think that's really one of the most exciting things about the program is the place that they get to go for class every day, and maybe a little bit about yourself too. We have 15 minutes. We can go a little bit over, but we'll try to keep it to 15 minutes.
Okay. Well, I'll go ahead and take a seat real quick and talk about that. So you said Kathy is from Whitmore Lake?
Yes.
Hi, Kathy from Whitmore Lake.
Good morning.
Okay, so a little bit about the auto program. A little bit about me first. I'll go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Rob Delaney, and I am a second-year teacher, but I'm a 37-year industry veteran, professional. Came into teaching at Brighton High School, about 2 years ago, Heidi? About 2 years ago, and am really enjoying it. And I think I finally found my calling. Have had a very successful career in the automotive industry, left Volkswagen Group of America, was with them for approximately 18 years. And the whole time I was with them, I've kind of had my own company. And I've also, before that, I worked at the General Motors Proving Grounds and then dealerships. So I've been in this for a long time and started out as a mechanic. As far as the program goes, yes, there is some articulation to college, but specifically Washtenaw Community College. We work very closely with them. And so there is some college articulation. As far as what this program prepares you for, we are a NATEF accredited automotive program. And what that means, NATEF it's National Automotive. Hold on, I got some. Heidi, can you hear me?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Hold on. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not.
I can hear you. Everything seems to be fine.
I lost you guys for a minute. I apologize for that.
Okay.
So NATEF is a national accreditation. Automotive Service Excellence is a certification organization for automotive technicians out there, and for all the automotive technicians in the country, really. So ASE has partnered with programs like this and also community colleges, other colleges, to prepare young potential technicians for the ASE certification exams. And that's pretty much the curriculum that we follow. There's eight service areas and then a maintenance and light repair. So actually 9 service areas that ASE certifies technicians to, and we end up teaching, to put it simply, I teach towards those eight certification areas and 1 maintenance and light repair area. That's what I try to teach to. That's what our curriculum is geared for. Our textbook is geared that way. And we teach kids on all manners of those 8 certification areas, plus the maintenance and light repair. So any questions on that right now? No questions? Okay. So as far as the program goes, it starts out with an auto maintenance program, and that's generally a half a year class. And it kind of gets kids into the ideas of how to do oil changes and light maintenance on vehicles. And then that curriculum kind of continues for Auto 1. So Auto 1 and Auto Maintenance are really very similar classes for the first semester. And then the second semester, I get a new, a new Auto Maintenance class. And then I get and Auto 1 continues on. Does that make sense? So Auto 1 continues on and they get a little bit deeper into Auto Maintenance and different things. So both very effective classes. And then I've got an Auto 2 class, which is for kids that have taken Auto Maintenance or Auto 1. Generally want them to have that prior experience because it gives them a leg up on all the safety precautions. Safety in my class, in my lab is paramount. You know, that's the biggest concern that I have is safety and teaching these kids good practices. So that's important to me. So Auto 2, they're a lot more autonomous. We follow that same curriculum, but what I try to fill the curriculum with, or what I try to join with the curriculum or pair with the curriculum, I guess is a better word, is live work that actually goes with the curriculum. So let's say, for instance, right here, I don't know if you can see this. This is
yes, we can.
Back that we've got a vehicle on. We're doing a vehicle alignment. Right now, the curriculum is teaching front end and steering and suspension components. And we've actually been doing that. And this culminates into actually doing wheel alignment. So I've got a couple of students here doing wheel alignments. And most of the work right now in the lab, most of the work, not all of it, but most of the work in the lab right now is centric to steering and suspension type work. Here we've got a couple of my Auto 2 students, a couple of my rock stars, and they've been working on this project for a little while. You guys, let me slide in here real quick. And what they are doing is they're rebuilding the front suspension on a Mark V Volkswagen GTI, and they're going to be rebuilding it. They're putting some special coil springs on it, some cool front struts. And so that's what they're up to. And when they're done, they'll be aligning this vehicle as well. It takes them a little while to do some of this stuff, but that's understandable. We're patient and we want to make sure that they understand what they're doing. So I'm going to stop talking right there because I feel like I've talked a lot, and I'm going to let you guys, I want to know if you guys have any questions or if there's anything I can answer for you. And Heidi, you can kind of coach me as if I'm actually doing this right or not.
Well, you know, with the virtual world, there isn't a right or wrong way. We're just glad that we get to see you and get to talk to you a little bit and see the classroom for sure. I had a question I wanted to, and I don't know if the students had thought about this. You were talking about kind of an introductory class.
Yeah.
If someone's coming in from another school, they wouldn't necessarily be able to take that introductory class, right? They would go right into the Auto Tech 1 and 2. Am I understanding that correctly? And I want to know that they would be okay coming into that block class without taking an introductory class because it might not be available.
Okay. So auto maintenance is generally available at the start of both semesters. Auto 1 is available as well. And if we've got a student that, the only scenario I could really think of is maybe they're coming in at a semester break and the classes are already full. That's the only scenario that I can think of that might put them in that situation. And interestingly enough, I've got about 3 kids this semester that are in fact in that situation. They're taking, the only class they could get into was Auto 1, and they're coming into Auto 1 at a semester break. All the other kids are way ahead of them on their safety training and all that stuff. And so what I've got them doing, I've made an agreement. What I do in a situation like that is I make an agreement with the kids to where they're going to they're going to have to kind of take some ownership of their learning, and they're going to have to do some of the safety training on their own, but doing it. And I've got about 3 of them, and they seem to be really engaged and really successful. And what I've noticed so far is that those particular kids kind of feel like they've got a point to prove, and they actually end up being really good learners. That's been my experience so far. This is my first time dealing with that, but I would think that that's probably would be the norm in that situation, but I'm not sure. So
Okay.
to answer your question, Heidi, yeah, we can facilitate those kids.
Sure. Well, they wouldn't come in at semester. I just wanted to make sure there wasn't some introductory class that you expected them to take before coming into that 2-hour block, right? If they start at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I would prefer, and I think it's better for them, that they take the Auto 1 class prior to taking Auto 2. I've got a couple of kids that haven't. Again, that works. That's working okay as well, but I would prefer that they take the Auto 1 class if at all possible. If for some reason it can't be done and there's no possibility, and the kid seriously wants to get into this field and this line of work, we can work with them. But I think Auto 1 is definitely a prerequisite for Auto 2. It's not the end of the world, and I've got a couple of kids in that situation as well. I've got about 4 kids in that situation, so it's okay.
But the kids would, taking that 2-hour block, traveling from another school, would be in Auto 1, right? Or not?
The 2-hour block is an Auto 2 class.
Auto 2, okay.
Yep. The 1-hour block is Auto 1 and Auto Maintenance and Auto 1 are 1-hour block. Auto 2 is a 2-hour block. I'm sorry I wasn't clear on that.
No, that's okay. I was thinking it was Auto 1 and then Auto 2. So, okay. I just want to make it, make sure that they know if they come into the class in Auto 2 that they'll be okay and that you'll be able to make some accommodations for them. Right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
We don't want that to be the norm, but yeah, I can definitely do it, and I am doing that. So
Okay.
let me ask you this: is the reason that they're taking an Auto 2 class because they're traveling? Is there some reasoning behind it, or reason that they wouldn't take Auto 1 first?
Right. Well, the students traveling to your school would only come for the 2-hour block class. We wouldn't have them travel for just the 1 hour. It has to be your CTE consortium class.
Got it. Okay. Yep.
Yep,
then we can most definitely work with those kids.
Okay.
Happy to work with them. Like I said, I've got a few that are in that situation, and usually it's a special case that they end up in that situation.
Okay.
I'm happy to work with them. I'm pretty flexible.
Kathy, did you have a question?
Nope, that actually kind of answered my question. Was, our kids wouldn't just travel for the hour. So that was my question, but I answered. Sorry, I'm like rambling.
Right, and you've had them come before for that 2-hour block, Kathy, correct?
Yes, but it was always, and I know, and we haven't had any kids in the Brighton program since the change in instructor, but it was always a 2-hour block previously to Auto 1. So I think that was just the design of the program, I feel, or at least if it wasn't, I was unaware of it, and my kids just always went for a 2-hour block. So, yeah.
Okay, so Rob, maybe that's something we need to just talk about to be a little bit more specific. And then I was curious for the certification that you were talking about. If I'm a student who's taking your class, I'd want to know, how does that help me employability wise? Would I be able to get a great job right out of high school? Do I have to do other training and or college to progress? What do you think about that?
Okay. Yeah, that's one that's near and dear to me, and we can talk about that for hours actually. So yes, it does give you a leg up having those certifications and those credentials, or being prepared for those certifications and credentials definitely gives you a leg up as far as employability in the workplace. I would say that depending on which career path they want to go, if they're going to get into if they're going to go to work at dealerships or independent garages or places like that, honestly, they're probably better off going that route, just getting the certifications and going right to work. This automotive journey, it's kind of a journey, really. The whole career is kind of a journey. As you're progressing in your career, you're constantly training on new technologies, new vehicles, new things. So you're kind of in a state of constant learning to the time you retire, really. That's just how this business works. If you're going to get into engineering, like say you're going to go to work at the GM Proving Grounds or something like that, I used to work out there. A college degree definitely does help advance your career. It's not necessary to get you in the door, but it most definitely does help advance your career. And that's one of the things that I try to teach my kids, is that, you know, this is whatever they end up doing, this is just preparatory for what they're going to end up doing. You know, their career is going to have a lot of twists and a lot of turns, and there's going to be a lot of new experiences, especially if they stick with this technical stuff. They're going to learn all kinds of things, and that's just how it is. So it does give them a leg up, to answer your question. And college is not necessary, depending on what role they're getting into. I think that, I don't know what else I can say about it. Is there,
Okay.
do you have any questions based on that?
I don't
have
know.
a quick question.
I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
It's about working
Ethan.
on vehicles. Would I be able to work on my own truck, or?
Yeah, Ethan. So I'm looking around here right now. I'm going to show you. So I'm going to show you around the lab real quick. I'm going to turn this around. This is going to be kind of weird, so bear with me. Ethan, this is one of my students. Hey, Storm, wave hi to the camera real quick. Yeah, I just put him on the spot there. That's one of the other things you can expect, Ethan, is to be put on the spot sometimes. What we have here, we've got a van that belongs to Mr. Storm's family, and they are actually putting power steering hoses on it. So that's one student vehicle that's in here right now. This Ford Ranger pickup right here has a V8 swapped into it. That's another student vehicle. He's going to be putting a cam sensor in it. We've got another student friend vehicle right here. This is a group of guys who are pretty sharp and have really done well. Say hi, Chris. Say hi, Nick. Okay, and what these guys are working on, this Honda right here, is one of Nick's buddy's cars. So we definitely support working on your own vehicle. The only nuance to that is we like it to be, we try to keep it consistent with the curriculum we're teaching. In other words, if we're teaching engines and you've got some engine work, it doesn't always work that way, and I'm understanding of that, though. Does that make sense? Make sense to you?
Yeah.
Great. Kathy, did you have a question? I don't know if she had a question. We're just about out of time. Are there any last questions for Mr. Delaney? Okay. I think we're all set, Rob. Is there anything else that you wanted to just say last minute, maybe to encourage them to enroll in the class, or, you know, what's the best thing about taking your class, do you think?
Okay, good question, Heidi. So everybody in my class is equals. There's no bullying, no anything like that that happens in this class. Everybody's created, or everybody is equals here. Everybody's got something to add. Auto class, one of the things that I kind of brought with me here, and when I started this, is that really in this class is kind of run a little bit different than other classes, and probably a lot of that has to do with the fact that I don't have a teaching background. And one of the things that I like to, that really resonates with my kids, is that there really are no mistakes in auto class. I mean, you can make a mistake, but really it's a learning experience. So that really resonates with kids. They appreciate that approach that I have with them. There's, you know, you got to do something pretty bad to make a mistake here. You're expected to work hard. You're expected to contribute. This is a team. There's no letter I in the word team. Think about that. And, you know, this is an all-inclusive group. We all help one another out. And that's just how we do things. So
Great.
does that help answer any questions for you guys?
That was great for me. Thank you.
Good.
Okay. Any last questions?
Thank you for your time this morning.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Ethan, Jonathan, and the other guy,
Steven.
Chimed off. Oh, Ethan, yeah. If you guys do decide to come up here, you know, we'll welcome you with open arms. Look forward to having you, and do our best to teach you something that'll last you for the rest of your life. That's what this is really all about.
Excellent. Thank you, Rob.
All right.
Thank you everybody for coming. And if you have any more any questions, please feel free to email me, or I'm sure Rob, you'll take emails with questions if anybody has any concerns.
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you. Everyone have a good day. Stay safe.
Yep. Thanks, Heidi.
You too.
You guys have a good day.
Bye-bye.